Joy Reid went on The View? This is crazy. She did not. Okay, she did. Oh, shit. Let's see. Let me pull it up. There we go.
Bienvenida, my Miami sister.
See you, 305, baby.
305 representing.
More like 304.
That's right. Joy, we're barely a month into 2024. Boy, January's been a long year.
Long year.
Tell me about it.
Clearly, it's going to be one for the books. This daily deluge of crazy news is nonstop. You've been pretty good at predicting things. You said that Ron DeSantis would implode.
And he did. Did.
So tell me, if you had a crystal ball.
You seem a little happy about that. I'm not going to, okay.
No, I've been so happy. But if you had a crystal ball, what do you see happening in 2024?
I have to tell you, my crystal ball has been smashed on the ground and people have stomped on the little tiny kernels. Like, I normally am pretty good at predicting. You know, I was confident Joe Biden would be elected in 2020. It was an exhaustion election. You sort of understood it. But I feel like there's so many X factors this year. It's so hard to predict. There are multiple court cases. Yeah. You have one
problem. Well, what's so hard to predict? What's so hard to predict? Are you afraid that he's not going to win? Because here's the thing. If he was doing his job, you wouldn't be concerned about him winning. But I don't know. Let's see what you got to say.
Probable nominee facing 91 criminal counts, plus you've had him adjudicated as a sexual assaulter. Yeah. And then on the other side,
also twice impeached and disgraced.
Twice impeached. We have the fears of, conflict in the Middle East and people still angry about an economy that is actually quite good. It's.
Well, people angry about an economy that's great. Is that what she said? Wow. And here's the disconnect, because common people are telling you the economy sucks. You keep trying to say that it's good, and we're saying that it sucks. This is why nobody believes the mainstream media anymore. You're lying. We're experiencing it for ourselves.
Also scrambled. This is the one time I refuse to predict.
Oh. Well, let me ask you this about someone else that's still in the primary, Nikki Haley.
There she go with the body language and the undertones. Oh, okay.
I'll keep tripping herself up on race issues. For example, saying the U.S. was never a racist country, ignoring that slavery caused a civil war, implying President Obama sowed racial division. How do you think she's navigated this race? And is she helping anyone by staying in it? Unlike, say, Tim Scott, who... Anyway,
we're gonna just say bless his
body language times 10.
You know the thing about it? I feel that Nikki Haley is helping herself. She is not running for anything anymore.
Is she though?
She makes speaking fees. She's got a life. She doesn't really need to run. She can stay in this race as long as she wants. She's building her brand.
For what?
I'm deeply disappointed, to be honest with you, in Nikki Haley, because I know she knows better. If I thought that she was not an intelligent person, I would give her more of an excuse. This lady was the governor of the whole state of South Carolina, which is the first state to secede. Okay, she was governor during the massacre of those 9 people inside of an historic black church. She went to a segregation academy when she was growing up. Her family, her mom couldn't sell dresses on the white side of town, so she sold them to black women. Her father couldn't get a job in university because he was discriminated against as an Indian man. She knows racism is real.
But see, and let me see what she's talking about right now. The time and the events that she's talking about happened back then. Back then, when racism was heavy. And we've come a long way since then. But yet people want to make it such a big deal. I think in order to cure racism is to stop focusing on it so much. That's the problem that we're having right now. But no.
She knows better. And so I don't understand why she feels the need to be untruthful. And so
have we not made progress since then?
Problem I have is her unwillingness to speak truth at a time when
you understand why she's being untruthful.
I get it. She's pandering to a base that's already.
You see, my whole issue is that they're acting like the world is as racist as it was back then. Look, if you want to make it an argument that the U.S. is racist, yes, I can agree that the U.S. has been racist. But the argument that is as racist now as it was back then, that's a fucking lie.
The point. You might as well speak to the people who want something different but are still Republicans. You can do that. And even if you don't succeed in defeating him, you will have actually created a brand for yourself that has some integrity. Exactly.
Thank you.
She's losing her integrity every day. And going on SNL, that's cute, but that doesn't fix it. Tell the truth, not on SNL, but tell the truth when it actually counts.
Thank you.
So, Joy, I want to ask you, you had your colleague Rachel Maddow on fairly recently for her book, and she mentioned, I think it was an important reminder, that in a country like this with a two-party system, either candidate virtually has a 50-50 chance at winning. I don't want to ask you to look in your crystal ball too much, but NBC's got some very scary polling out that has Donald Trump winning by double digits on some of the issues that matter most to voters. Do you think there's a...
Exactly. He's winning because he's focusing on the issues that people care about. What is Joe Biden focusing on? Oh, Trump is the worst. Trump is a racist. He's a threat to democracy. But the thing about Joe Biden and the Democrats is they're not actually focusing on the issues that people want to talk about. The economy, the border. These are things that matter to people. People gravitate towards Donald Trump because he actually listens. He actually talks about the issues that people want to talk about. It's really that simple.
Chance Donald Trump could win again, and what does Biden need to do that he's not to beat him?
Do his damn job. That's what you got to do. Do your damn job. Because here's the thing. If you were doing your job, you wouldn't have to worry about Donald Trump. You wouldn't have to worry about him. But because you're doing such a shit, poor ass job, now you got to. Now you feel threatened.
Anyone can win if people vote for them. So yes, he has absolutely a chance to win. And as you said, every candidate starts out with a good 45%, and then it's a matter of the rest. The challenge for President Biden is that on the facts, the economy is far better now than it was under...
Wrong. You couldn't even be more wrong. And see, this is the issue. This is why people don't trust the mainstream media. Because they keep saying the economy's great, the economy's great. Well, then why am I paying more for food at the grocery store? Why am I doing this? See, this is where the narrative breaks, where you have people on mainstream that clearly lie. Where we're like, no, it's not. They're like, come on, like, yo. And this is what we're talking about. This is why people don't mess with Democrats or progressives. It's better. Are you what? What are you talking about? What economy are you living in right now?
Under Donald Trump, who failed in his one job, react to a crisis. As president, you're a crisis manager. He was hit with one big crisis, the pandemic, and flubbed it so thoroughly we're at 14% unemployment. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I find it interesting that during Trump's pregnancy, a pandemic hit. Just something to be noted for.
Yet I hear people
died because
and 1 million people died. Not even some people, 1 million people died because of him.
Well, they didn't die because of him. He's not the cause of COVID. I don't think that that's very fair to say that they died because of him. Now, could the pandemic have been handled a little bit better? Maybe, sure, yes. But to blame that on him, it's not like Trump's policies caused the COVID. Biden's policies are causing inflation. There's a difference there. You see?
And yet you have people saying, I had more money, I was richer under Trump. Not true. Not possible.
Yes. That's very true. A lot of people will attest to that, but continue.
And the fact that he overcame his own objection to the stimmy, signed a bill Democrats passed to give you a stimmy, then took credit for the stimmy by putting a letter in the thing when you got the stimmy that said, you're welcome, Donald Trump, even though he was against the stimmy. Yeah. And now you got people in the street saying, well, Trump gave me a stimmy. No, he didn't. Nancy Pelosi gave you a stimmy. You need to thank her. Yeah. And he's taking credit for things.
I'm going to keep it a buck. I wasn't really feeling the stimmies, I'm going to be honest. They just weren't my dick. That was one bill and it was over. Didn't really care.
Prisoners from prison. Wrong. Obama. He released the fewest prisoners than any president literally since Lyndon Johnson.
Did he finish the wall?
Did not build a wall. Which
Wrong. He built a wall.
Is why there's barbed wire at the border, because it's water. You can't build a wall over water.
Well, that's not true. The entire border isn't water. Now, there's a portion of the border where the river goes, but I don't know if she knows the entire border. There are sections of the border where he made the wall. It's just not finished. So I don't know if she's trying to deliberately misinform people or she's just stupid. Either way, yeah, he just didn't finish it. Whatever.
It's a whole Rio Grande that you build a wall over that. So
It's
he
not an
handled it.
entire
None of it
lake
was true. Yet
there.
people, they had this mismemory of the Trump era as this great era. It was the opposite.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's better than the piece of shit we have right now. Look at those approval numbers. That'll tell you. See, she says this, but the reality is very different than what she's saying. But continue.
Now, Joy, I want to ask you, because we, as people that wear microphones every day, we can relate to this. But last week you had a hot mic moment that got some attention. Let's just say you used some colorful language. Who doesn't?
Not me. I'm a Christian.
But, yeah.
No. You are not Christian. I'm sorry. Because when we were talking about when you were on your show with the women talking about sexual content around children, and you thought that was okay, I'm sorry. You're not Christian. You're not, Joy. Stop it. Stop. You're not Christian. You can't support children reading books like that if you're Christian. I'm sorry. You just can't.
Seems like you were criticizing President Biden for starting another war. I don't think you're alone in concerns of that, but is that true? Like, what was behind this?
Well, I'm going to hit that with a cute no comment. No, but what I'm going to say is I am a person that I'm a study war no more kind of Christian. I'm a red letter Christian. I don't believe
You're something, but you damn sure ain't a Christian.
in war, whether it is the governor of Texas literally trying to start another civil war over an issue that his party.
Stop. Greg Abbott is doing what other state governors failed to do, which is protect their people from an invasion. Sorry.
Party could solve tomorrow. There's literally a bill that they just could pass, right, and do the border security issue. Or whether it's in the Middle East, I was deeply against the Iraq War. I'm an anti-war person, and so I don't want to say that there's any side that is specifically to blame here. But I think for most Americans, we're war weary.
Shashi went around
we're
that.
We're all weary of conflict, and we would like to see us progress economically, socially, try to bring this country back from the brink of racial hatred. Let's not do war at all.
Yeah. Let's talk.
You know what's interesting is that under Trump we had no wars. Funny how that works.
I'm so glad that someone has finally done this.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I said what I thought. I said my thoughts on it. Honestly, yeah, man. I said my thoughts. This right here, this is why nobody watches The View, and I get it. It's a load of shit. I can't believe that this show is watched by people. But it is what it is. Maybe people want to laugh. Maybe people want to lose a bet. I don't know what it is. That's my thoughts on it. She's kind of... Nah. She's definitely not a Christian. And I wanted to kind of react to that. But whatever. But if you guys like the video, please like, comment, and share. Random Tom is out.